Hello listeners, so I guess you all have heard about the news that we defeated UK to be ranked third in most number of unicorns that an economy possesses. Ahead of us, there are two countries now, which is USA with 487 unicorns and China with 301 unicorns. So, why unicorns are so significant for an economy to grow? Let's find out about this in this video. So the significance of an unicorn in an economy is that it brings foreign investor, and that foreign investor eventually brings the required amount of dollar into an Indian market, which eventually is strong the Indian currency in comparison to the other currency of the world. It helps to generate a job within the country. Obviously, it's the homegrown Indian startup company which eventually supports the Indian economy and help to improve the GDP. It's also stop and cures the stagflation in an economy. Stagflation is the case where there is unemployment in an economy and at the same time there is inflation, which means that we are not getting jobs here, and added to that the inflation is rising at very steady pace. So before going any further, let's discuss some facts. Facts about unicorn. So what is unicorn? Unicorn is a privately held startup company whose net worth is more than $1 billion or equal to $1 billion. And after that, it's Minicorn. Minicorn is the small startup company which hasn't been that powerful in the market, and its net worth is more than $1 million but less than $1 billion. After that, this is very important point to know that there is a Sunicorn. Sunicorn concept is basically akin to soon to be unicorn. It is that type of company which are edging and fighting their way to be the unicorn and be that $1 billion company. So for example, if any company has a net worth around $500 million or $600 million, $900 million, it will be defined as soon to be unicorn, or we can say that Sunicorn. After that, there is a Decacorn. Decacorn is a company whose net worth is more than $10 billion. After that, there is a Hectacron. Hectacron is a large giant, and we can say that there is a monopoly because of them in the market. They create their own monopoly, and the net worth of that company is around $100 billion. For example, Tesla, of course, we all know Elon Musk, SpaceX, Facebook, and after that, of course, Reliance. These are the companies whose net worth is way ahead than $100 billion. So we can say that these are the hectacorns, which creates a kind of monopoly in our market. First thing first, after listening all those definitions, one thing should pop in your mind, that what is a net worth? Without going into technical jargons, I would define the net worth is a difference between asset and liabilities of a company. After that, there is a startup. There is a definition of startup in financial world. A startup is a company which is created by one or more entrepreneur, and it is a privately held company and yet to get public, which means that their shares are still not worth to be listed on stock exchange. And the thing that is the initial cost of these companies are very high, and at initial stage they earn a minimal revenues, or they eventually put themselves in great amount of loss for the first 10 years or 5 years. And in this point, government has also supported these startup companies, as they have given the required amount of concession so that they will not have to pay taxes on some amount, as they are earning losses in those period of their groomings. I guess after listening all those points about unicorns, you must be wondering about what are these Indian companies which are called themselves a unicorn. These are Byju's with $21 billion net worth, Unacademy with $3.6 billion of net worth, Swiggy, Razorpay, and the list can go on and on and on. In this financial year itself, the India has grown. The total amount of unicorn is 33. The total unicorn that is grown is 33. Mark my word, people. This amount is not much less, and I can assure you further that in this coming financial year, it can double up. So, what do you think about this? This type of growth happen fortnightly or suddenly? If you are thinking that, then let me tell you one thing. You are tremendously mistaken. The continuous push by the BJP government for around 7 years is leveling the ground for our Indian economy. So let me tell you those crucial steps taken by the BJP government that supports the unicorns and help to build a startup like Byju's and many others. Programs like Startup India, Make in India, in which government are obligated to lend soft loans basically, in which the interest rate is very low, so that a potential idea can grow into an economy booster. For example, Razorpay, the homegrown Indian payment system, which is now an unicorn. So it's just simple. It's like working in the right direction with the right mindset. And this government has proven the fact that if you are committed to growth of an economy, then you can pull something wonderful like 54 unicorns in just 7 years of workings. The next due credit for this achievement is the economic system of our country, that is capitalist now. Yes, you'd all say that no, our country's economy is not a capitalist, it's a mixed economy. But over the past few decades, I have seen that trend that our economy is converting from mixed to capitalist. And there is no need to ponder over that. Many of you say that no, socialist is best. Many of say mixed is best. But take an example. The revolutionary step taken by the Jio in the year 2015-16 financial year, the free internet. I'm uploading this video because of Jio. Millions of startups are growing at this point in Indian economy in every corner of this country because of the Jio, because of the capitalism, because of the capital the Jio hold by giving the free internet and bearing the loss, bearing the all. The number don't lie, people. The kingdom who ruled us for around 200 years, we are defeating them in the best measure of economy. That is the number of unicorns a country can produce. And Convenient Report says that by the year of 2025, we can grow home-based Indian economy supporting unicorns, which will be a amount that is equal to 150. Yes, guys, you are hearing right. There can be 150 startups which will worth of around $1 billion by the year ending 2025. So, what about the other foreign countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, and all other neighbor countries? Let me tell you, there is not even single unicorn that you can see in Pakistan. Yes, there are some unicorns in Pakistan, but these unicorns are grown by the Pakistani Americans, which are not residing in Pakistan. They have just a little bit of business in Pakistan. They can't call themselves a homegrown unicorns like we possess in India. For example, Byju's, for example, Swiggy, Unacademy, that I have mentioned earlier in the video. So you can see a country who proclaim that they are performing well in an economic term from us. They can't have even one unicorns, and we are having 54 unicorns by now. And by 2025, as I have mentioned earlier, it can grow up to 150. So I would say this is just a beginning for a growth of a superb growth of an Indian economy. In this decade, we can say that we can reach the sky limit for economic growth. We are just on the runway. We are just following the tracks of runway. We are the main flight, the main rocket height flight is still and yet to be achieved by an Indian economy. And the way this government is working, I would say we can achieve it, and we can defeat China by the year 2030, and we can defeat them because so why I'm saying that we can defeat China in most number of unicorns in the year 2030? Actually, I'm not saying it. This statement is made by the international media itself. Because the fact that we all know that China has produced the coronavirus, and because of that fact and many other facts, because of the invasion they are making to their neighboring countries, these types of events are making the foreign investor think about that. Can we invest in this country? So this is very beneficial for a country like India. And even the difference between the US policy and China policy is a main booster for an economic growth in India. And basically it attracts the foreign investor. You were all wondering that why our Prime Minister is wandering here and there in every country for what is the main purpose behind this. In many articles I have read that he is putting all their efforts to bring foreign direct investment in our country by approaching the bigger company, by approaching the giants like Warren Buffett, and making them realize that yes, India can grow in this decade, and we are pretty much potential, and we have the potential that we can grow as many unicorns as we are watching at this current very moment.